Hey, good morning. So we're back to the dinosaur, the monkey, and the owl. Those three brain parts that are supposed to work together to keep us safe, healthy, and happy. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes one part starts to have a little more authority over what's going on than it should. So remember, this is from the really good book, um, My Curious Brain. So we'll get back to it. And it's taking forever. Sorry. So while this is taking forever, what's happening with my brain is initially there was a little bit of panic, like, oh my God, is this not going to work? And that started in my dinosaur brain. And then my monkey brain started to get upset. And then my owl brain said, just relax. It's going to work out. It's a machine. It'll do what it's supposed to. Just be patient. And even though it's slower than dirt, here we are. And I picked the wrong slide, so I'm going to go really fast. Sorry. Big breath. I couldn't have planned this better to try and teach you how this is working. There we go. That's where I want it to be. So during that whole process, where I'm frantically pushing buttons and part of my brain saying, this isn't going to work, this isn't going to work, you should stop it and start all over again because this is going to look bad. That was my combination of my monkey brain and my owl brain, because we all, to some extent, worry about what people think, I guess. I'm mostly past that, but it's always in there. And my dinosaur brain is trying to protect me. And my monkey brain is just like emotionally reacting to stuff. But as it says here, the owl's job, that's the top, that's that neocortex. The owl's job is to be thoughtful and make sense of the world around him. And I know that computers don't always do what they're supposed to do, or they don't always do what I want them to do right then. So here we are. When we only pay attention to how we feel, we tend to be reacting to things. And our owl brain's job is to identify, I mean, it has lots of jobs. One of the jobs is to identify a feeling and help us manage that, help us decide what to do to regulate our reaction to things. And the more that we practice that, the more that we understand that how we feel is something that we can control, how we feel is something that we can manage. We aren't total victims to our feelings. We can manage them. That's really the most important thing I think that we need to understand from this. So this says your owl brain grows best when doing things that help your neuron to connect and twinkle. So problem solving. I solved a problem there. It wasn't like a huge problem, but I solved a problem. And and so that did a number of things for me. It made me feel okay because, as I said, I was a little bit like, oh my God, what's going to happen here? But I also know that I can control my reaction to things if I think through them. So problem solving, being creative. So I guess my creative piece about that was, okay, here's something going on. I can use that to talk about what I'm trying to be talking about here. Uh, Reading is good for your brain, music is good for your brain, art is good for your brain. All of those things help it get stronger. And, at some level, most people kind of know me as the drug teacher. So, what's the drug and alcohol piece about this? So, if our reaction to any kind of stress or any kind of upset is, oh my God, I don't like how I'm feeling, I'm going to go get high, or I'm going to go drink, or I'm bored, or I'm this, or I'm that. So my reaction is, I'm going to drink your drug. We don't let our owl learn anything. It just sits there. And the drugs and alcohol take over that developmental piece. So exercising is really good for us. So, and it doesn't have to be like marathon type exercising, going for a walk, going climbing on playground, or whatever. Like get moving because that gets oxygen flowing, gets oxygen into your brain. It creates more blood flow in your brain, and that is helpful. Belly breathing is amazing. If you start to practice this, anytime that you start to feel a little bit off, a little bit upset, and you don't necessarily have to lie down to do it, but take a big deep breath and push it down into your belly. So let your belly expand. And then exhale that breath and uh, feel it leave your body. And if you want, when you breathe in, you can pull in whatever you want to call it, positive energy, uh, healing molecules. And when you exhale, you can let go of whatever's bugging you. And or you can just pay attention to that breath. And that brings you into the present. That tells your dino brain that, oh, things are okay. We're safe. We don't have to fight, flight, or hide. We can control this little moment right now. Then your monkey brain starts to relax. And you've used your owl brain to create that. We can't really control what our dino brain or our monkey brain are doing initially. Like they react to stuff. But we can use that owl brain to temper those reactions and move reactions into responding to things. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. We're going to wrap this up tomorrow. I thought this would be like a 3-day thing, but it's turning into a whole week thing because there's a lot of really good stuff in this book. And I don't want to go too fast. So your job for the day, if I can give you a job or a task, is to pay attention to what's going on up here and to start to use that owl, use that neocortex to start to manage how you're feeling, to regulate how you're feeling. And as you do that, you will become more aware of your strength. You become more aware of your own power. And that's really where we need to go with this stuff. So uh, have a good day. Pay attention to what's going on up here and breathe. Thank you. What am I doing? Oh, stopping share. So it's a challenge for me. Okay, now I gotta stop the recording. So I will see you tomorrow. Pay attention.